What's up, guys? Mr. P here. I'm going to teach lesson 110 in math in your math journal today. It's over units of length, specifically inches, feet, and yards. If you open up your math journal to page 24, that's what we're going to be working in and going over that. So if you look at the very top of the page, we have measurement scales. And so it says at the top, it's got one that says yards, okay? Yards, and at the far left, this is 0, and then 1, 2, and 3. How many feet are in a yard? 3, that's right. So at the bottom of this is going to be feet, and so there's 1, 2, 3. Okay, and then 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So this is how you read it. The top of this says yards, so the top numbers 0, 1, 2, 3 are yards, and the bottom are feet. 1, 2, 3 feet in 1 yard, 4, 5, 6 feet in 2 yards, 7, 8, 9 feet in 3 yards. So we'll be using those scales up there. I just wanted to show you how to read them. The same thing that goes for the feet and inches. The top numbers are the feet, 0 through 9, and then the bottom, each little tick is an inch, but 12 inches in a foot. So let's go ahead and look at number 1. It wants us to convert. Convert means take one thing and turn it into another. So what we're going to look at first is number 1 has a box. We have a box. And number 1 has, it's what, 1 through 5? Good job. 2, 3, 4, 5. It wants us to know this is the feet. They gave us feet, and they want to know the inches. Okay? So if you look, I'm going to kind of move this so you got a more square on and less of me. So it tells us, number 1 foot is 12 inches. It wants to know how many inches are in 2 feet. You can go to the top of your page, look at your scale, the feet and inches, which is the bottom one, and go over till you find 2, and what number is underneath it? 24. So we know it's 24. But I want to show you another way to do that. So we're going to look over here. Okay. So we know 12 inches are in 1 foot, right? We want to know how many is in 2. Should we add, subtract, multiply, or divide? That's right. We're going to multiply. 12 inches times how many feet? 2 times 2. 2 times 2 is 4. And 2 times 1 is 2. 24. We checked it. Our scale is correct. We know how to do that. Now, moving on, let's look at 3 feet is how many inches? We know 3 feet is, or 1 foot is 12 inches. Okay? And we need to know 3 feet of them times 12 inches times 3 feet is how many? 3 times 2 is what, guys? That's right, 6. And 3 times 1 is 3. What's our answer? 36 inches. 36 inches. Well, what about number 4? Or 4 feet. If you look back at your scale, I want you to go and find the feet and inches, which is the second one. And I want you to look at the top number, and I want you to go over to, oh, I'm sorry, it's just 1, 2, 3, and 5. If I look at it correctly, 1, 2, 3, 5. Go over until you find the number 5. What's the number below 5? If you'll look, it says 5 here, and beneath it, it says 60. Should we trust it just because it's printed in the book? No. Let's double check. we're going to say it's 60, but we know there's 12 inches in 1 foot, and we want to know how many is in 5 feet. 5 times 2 is 10. That's right, 10. And then 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. 60 inches. So our scale is still correct. So I want you to write 60 in your box. There's your answers to problem number 1. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and erase. And I want to do number 2 with you, and then I'm going to allow you guys to do 3 and 4 together, and then we'll look at 5. So let's look at problem number 2. I'm going to draw our box. This is yards and feet. Okay, so our numbers are 1, 2, 4, 5. All right, now let's look. It tells us 1 yard is 3 feet. That's a lot of information to allow us to do the rest of these. Remember how we were multiplying to find how many inches were in a foot, 2 feet, 5 feet. You can do 30, 50, 100, however many feet. So let's do this. We need to know 2, right? So there are 3 feet in 1 yard, and we want to know how many is in 2 yards. 2 times 3 is 6. That's right. 6. So our answer is 6. So we'll check it by looking at our scale at the top. The top number, 1, 2, 3 are your yards. The bottom numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 are our feet. Go over until you find the number 2 at the top. 1, 2, Mr. P, it says 6 underneath. Is that what we got with our multiplication? We are right. Let's move on. Our next one is 4. So there are 3 feet in a yard, and we want to know how many are in 4 yards. Okay, so we go 3 times 4, so 3, 6, 9, 12. 3 times 4 is 12, or 4 times 3 is 12. Our scale doesn't go to 4, so we have to trust our math. If you look at your scale, 3 feet is 9, and you can add 3 more to 9, 9, 10, 11, 12. You still get the same answer. So we know we are correct. So 4 yards is 12 feet. Now let's do 5. We know, how do we set this up? We know there's 3 feet, and we want to know how many is in 5. 5 times 3. Count with me. 5, 10, 15. Right. 15. So we know that 15 feet are in 5 yards. So 2 ways to do this. I want you guys to do number 3 and number 4 on your own. Remember to do your multiplication. Number 3 is feet to inches. So it's 12 inches in a foot. I want to know how many is in 40 feet. Okay, let's just do that one. 0 times 2 is 0. 0 times 1 is 0. We're done with our 1 spot. We've gone everywhere with our 1s, right? So mark them out. Bring your 0 because we're not going to use 1s anymore. We're going to use the tens position. So then it's 4 times 2 is 8. And 4 times 1 is 4. Now this is an addition problem. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 0 is 8. 4, and there's nothing here, so it's 4. 480 inches are in 40 feet. That's how you're going to work these. Okay? If you look at number 5, it says solve the problem, complete the measurement scale to convert. So it says an Andean condor is about 4 feet tall. A raven is about 2 feet tall. What is the combined height of two birds in inches? Okay, so we need to know feet to inches. And we need to know a condor, the Andean condor, is how many feet tall, guys? 4 feet. And the raven is 2 feet tall. Okay, so how do we do this? Well, it asks us to complete our scale. If you go up, you have got your answers already there to you. Feet to inches, 2 feet. Okay, here's your scale. Let's go ahead and fill it out. I'm going to draw mine. 0 is 0, and then 6 is all the way over here. So we know 1 is 12 inches from the number 1, right? Problem 1. What about 2? Well, if you look back up there, we said that's 24. 3 is 36. 4 is 48. 5 times 12, let's do it down here, just for practice. 5 times 12, 5 times 2 is 10. 5 times 1 is 5, plus 1 is 6. So you've got 60. And I'm going to tell you 6 is 72. So we have finished our scale. Go ahead and copy this down for problem number 5 on the scale we must complete. There's step 1. Now, step 2, we need to know how many inches are 4 feet. So again, it is 12 times 4. 4 times 2 is 8. 4 times 1 is 4. 48. Our 4 feet down here is correct, is 48. So we know that this is 48 inches. IN period is in inches. We need to know 2. We could take 48 and divide it by 2, correct? We could use our scale. Our scale says 2 feet is how many inches? 2 feet is 24 inches. Okay? There's problem number 5. If you go ahead and look over on page 25, 25 is problem 6, 7, 8. Page 6 says the saltwater crocodile can grow to be 7 yards long. The manatee and the American alligator can each grow to be 5 yards long. What is the combined length of the 3 animals in feet? Okay. That is not that difficult now that we know our measurements and we have page 24 filled out. So the saltwater crocodile, I'm just going to put SC for that. Saltwater crocodile is how many yards? He can be 7 yards. We need to know his feet. Okay. The manatee, so I'm just going to put a capital M for manatee. And the American alligator both can be 5, right? Yards. We need to know feet before we can add all 3 up for the combined length of these 3 animals. So we know how many feet are in a yard. 3 feet, right? So 1 yard equals 3 feet. I'm going to write that there so we have our information, okay? We need to know 7. So 7 yards times 3 feet per yard is what? Count with me. 7, 14, 21. Right? So 7 yards is 21 feet. Now we need to know 5 yards. If we do it once, it'll tell us for both. So that is a little win on our part. We're not having to do 3 different numbers. So there are 3 feet in a yard, and we want to know how many's in 5 yards. So we count by fives: 5, 10, 15, 15, guys. So that's 15, and that's 15. So then we simply add these 3. So it's 21 and 15 and 15. Okay. 5 plus 5 is 10. Plus 1 is 11. Carry your 1 here. Put your 1 down here. 1 plus 1 is 2. Plus 2 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. Our total length of all 3 animals is 51 feet. That's what we're doing, okay, guys? So work them out like that on problem 7 and 8. You guys can get that done. It's not as hard as you would think if you use the information we know that was on page 24 and apply it to page 25 to figure out these animals' lengths. Number 9. The reticulated python is the longest snake in the world. It can measure up to 33 feet. That seems like an important number. I am going to write it down. 33 feet. Okay? The Barbados thread snake is the smallest known species of snake. It averages slightly under 4 inches in length. 4 inches. And this is the thread snake. And this is the reticulated python. Okay. Estimate the difference between the length of the Barbados thread snake and the reticulated python. Estimate the difference. Well, let's make this easy. Let's take 4 to 5 and 33 to 30. 30 minus 5 is what? 30, 29, 28, 27, 26, 25. 25. We are going to estimate that it is 25. 25 what? I gotcha. We're paying attention. 4 inches and 33 feet. We've got to convert feet to inches. Okay? Now, we know 12 inches are in 1 foot. We need to know 33 feet. 3 times 2 is what? 3, 6. 3 times 1 is 3. We're done with this spot. 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 1 is 3. 6 and 0 is 6. 6 plus 3, 6, 7, 8, 9. And 3 and nothing is 3. So this guy is 396 inches. And we know he is 4 inches. So these are the ones that we can convert and estimate, right? So let's take 396 to 400, because that's an easier number to work with. And what about 4 inches? We can take 4 inches to 5. That's the easiest number to go to. 405. If you take 5 and 4, there is how many in between those? 400, 399, 398, 397, 396, 395, 395 inches, which it says estimate in feet. So how many feet? So we've got to say there are 395 inches. We know that, and we need to know how many feet. 395 divided by 12 inches in 1 foot. Okay, 12 times what gets us close to 39 or 39? 3, it's 36, right? So then we go 36 This is now a subtraction problem. 9 minus 6, 3. 3 and 3 is 0. There's nothing holding this 5, so my 5 falls down. And 12 times what is 35? Well, we know that 3 is 36, so it's not 36. That's too much. We've got to go down 1, so it's 2. And so 12 times 2 is, you got it, 24. 5 minus 4 is 1. 3 minus 2 is 1. Our 0 falls down. There's nothing. We have 11 left over. 12 times what is 11? We can't do it. 32 feet, 11 inches is our answer. 32 feet, 11 inches is your answer to number 9. I want you to explain how we got to our answer. Walk me back through this. Walk any other teacher that is going to watch this or read your answer. Walk us what we did on this video. You guys know this. We watched. We did it together. Okay. That is units of length. We even did a little bit of estimating, which is what we've been working on. I know you guys have got this. The next thing that you've got going on page 26 is your math boxes, which is a preview for Unit 2. Do your best. Make your arrays on number 1. Multiply mentally on number 2, which means use this organ here. Yeah, use your brain. You guys can do it. They're easy. Number 3, fill in the missing numbers. Figure out that pattern and fill in your blanks. Number 4 is a word problem. And it could be a multiple choice answer or a single choice answer. Fill in all the boxes that apply to the answer that you get. Number 5 is an area. Remember, area is the bottom number times your top number here. 5 times 5 is what? 25. Okay? That's not your answer, number 5, but that's how you do it. And then number 6 is another word problem. You're going to estimate and then give me a real answer. I know you guys can do it. I know you're smart. You've got people that love you and care for you and are making sure that you guys understand this and can succeed in math and everything else you do. I hope this helps you get through your lesson. I hope to see you guys again soon, and I want you to have a good rest of your day. See you later.